Hello everyone, welcome to the Makari Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with the same module, that is business skills for e-commerce, and I'm going to continue with the same topic, same chapter, but today I'm going to start with a new chapter, that is chapter number 3, that is the internet service provider. Till yesterday, that is in the last class, we have covered uh, chapter number two, that is we are winding up chapter number 2, that is a finish of chapter number 2. Today I'm going to start with chapter number 3, that is a new chapter that is not related to the first and the second, that is a unique chapter, that is a internet service provider. But before this, let's take a quick review what we have covered in the last class, because in the last class so many students are on leave. That is only one student is available, that is Joseph. So let's take a review what we have covered in the last class. So in the last class we have covered the chapter number 2. So we have covered about the financial framework of the e-commerce. That is, what are the financial framework that is available with the e-governance or e-commerce. Even in fact we have studied with the, or we have started with e-governance also. That is, what is the e-governance. So this implies the actions and commitment of the state and its agency at two levels. That is, whenever we say e-governance, that is electronic governance, that is every rules and regulation is must be done or must be used electronically. That is, or that is executed at two levels. What are the two levels? It involves the promotion of the information and communication technologies, and especially e-commerce on the one hand. That is, it allows, or e-governance allows, the promotion of different technology, the promotion of different information for the e-commerce on the one hand. The next point says the adopting of this technology, all they involve is the matter of a completely new type of commitment. That is, whenever there is adoption in the technology, whenever there is a rules regulation that is followed in the technology, that is applicable for this one and that is used for the adoption in the new technology. So whenever we adopt the e-governance, that is used for the new type of commitment, open system, and the use of medium for the internet for government, businesses, interaction, and most important for government. Then fortunately today several e-governance projects are underway in which several states of India, that is in most of days, mostly states, mostly countries contains the e-governance project. Then what are the challenges that is or what are the challenges that is faced in the e-governance? So some of the challenges in this regard in the e-governance are, what are the challenges? First is handling the feudal mindset. That is handling the mindset of the different people. That is feudal mindset. That is, there are different people, there are different levels, they belong to different backgrounds. That is a demographic difference. So handle the challenges. Then transparency. That is a third point. That is the issue of making everything is clear to everyone. Then labor and union problems. So implementation is quite obviously not going to be very smooth or easy. There is still a great chance of confusion among implementation or implementing agencies at various levels. That is how these levels will be implemented with each other. There is also need for the integration and convergence of services offered by various departments so that a truly single point service can involve. Extensive coverage of rural areas is also going to take time. Besides this, or despite these constraints, the initiative here are crucial. By using the internet as a tool for electronic governance, the e-government or environment for e-commerce development itself would be or further and strengthened. The premise here is that in promoting business online, that is, we have studied that how what is e-com governance and how e-governance is used as a tool for the financial services, for financial gain and for financial profits. Then next is what we have covered is the financial framework. That is, the financial framework means hello, 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 hello. So next is your financial framework. This is also we have discussed. That is how it will be used. There is some network problem because there is no audio that is available, so wait for a moment. So next is the financial framework, that is how financial framework will be used, or what is financial framework we have studied. How financially, or what is the framework that is used for the financial terms for the financial eras. So one of the main concern of developing countries are the perceived dangerous foreign exchange outflow on account of e-commerce, that is through the use of or through the purchase of goods abroad. In order to, or therefore to encourage e-commerce development, banking procedures within developing countries need to be aligned and made compatible with digital trade transactions so that consumers and buyers can easily make purchases locally through the internet. That is a financial framework. That there is a proper financial framework e-commerce that is available in the e-governance. Then we have studied in this paragraph, that is how is that possible, because nowadays everything is changing, everything is doing online. Even the RBI, that is the Reserve Bank of India, these regulation also implement the various fiscal regulatory level, or also use the commerce, that is the e-commerce computers for their transactions. These need to be well established and standard in India. Then we have studied about the summary, that is what we have covered, that is the e-commerce framework. And the information infrastructure is a very important advances in the country, that is a framework, that is day-to-day life, that is electronic commerce or the internet is used with the education, healthcare, work and leisure activity. Disseparate populations, once separated by distance and time, you will experience these changes as a part of global community. That is, despite of the population, or there is a different reasons of population, different categories of population that is separated by their distance as well as the time, they will use these changes, that they will experience these changes in the part of a global community. No single force embodies our electronic transaction more than the involving medium known as the internet. Once a tool reserved for specific uh, and academic exchange, the internet is emerged as an appliance of every day-to-day life. That is, internet is used in the day-to-day life. What is internet, how we will use the internet, and what is the procedure for using the internet, and how commerce can be done on the internet. As the internet empowers citizens and demographic societies, it is also changing classic business and economic paradigms. New models of commercial interaction are developing as businesses and consumption participate in the electronic marketplace. Then increasing share of transactions occurs online. That is, most of the transactions are occur online nowadays. The electronic commerce framework is the potential commerce in these days and area by diagrammatically using themselves in the case of commercial transactions. The e-commerce will also revolutionize retail and direct marketing. Then market or commerce on the internet could total 10 of billions of dollars by the 10 turn of century. Then in the next paragraph it is given many business and consumers are still way of conducting extensive business over the internet. That is, internet is growing on a fast speed, and also e-commerce is growing on a faster way. As the internet expands, many companies and internet users are concerned with some government that will impose the excessive regulation on the internet. That is the rules regulation that is followed over the internet. Then we have discussed about the keywords, that is what are the keywords that is available. One of the keyword is interoperable. That means the system can work on different hardware and system platform. That is, there are so many hardware platforms and there are so many software platforms. So system can work on a different hardware and the software platforms that is the interoperability, that is they are operating on a internet or internal basis, or they are preferably they are related with each other, that is interoperable. Then WAN, that is wide area network, that is a type of network that is spread through the world. Then WAN, that is value added network, that is a privately owned network providing various value added services. So what is WAN? That is a wide area network. What is WAN? That is a value added network. Then protocols, that is a set of rules regulation that is followed over the internet. Then middleware, that is a software which permits usage accounting and payment, that is a middleware. Then next is last one is legacy system, that is a rules regulation that includes a paper check, mainframe based settlement, payment system, etc. Then these are the self-assessment questions that is given that we have discussed in the last class. Now I'm going to start with the chapter number 3, that is lesson number 3, that is the internet service provider. This is chapter number 3 of your syllabus, that is the internet service provider. Now let's start with the session. Let's start with the today's session. So these are the various contents, or these are the various topics that is available in this one. That is, first one is objective. That is, what is the objective of ISP? That is the internet service provider. First of all, what is the definition? That is the meaning of ISP. Then a definition of internet. So one is introduction, one is objective, then introduction, and then definition of internet, that is what is internet, how it will be used as a weapon, or how it will be used for the day-to-day scenario, that is what is internet, that is a definition of internet. Then basic concepts of internet, that is what is the internet, how it is related with each other, how we can send the data globally with the use of internet. Then requirements for internet service provider, that is the ISP. Then what are the types of ISPs that is available? That is the types of internet service providers. Then types of ISP accounts. Then selection of internet service providers. That is how to select which ISP will be used. That is the selection of ISP. That is the selection of internet service providers. Then ISP in India. Then there is a summary. Then there is a keyword. Then self-assessment questions and the readings. So these are the contents. So let's start with the objective. That is, what is the objective of ISP? What is the objective that is available for ISP? Now, after going through this lesson, what is the main objective of this lesson? You will be able to describe the concept of e-commerce. That is, you are fully capable of describing the concept, that is what is the internet, or what is the ISP, that is the internet service provider. Identify the requirement of internet, that is identify what is the requirement of internet, why we are using the internet, what is the benefit of internet, why it is so beneficial, that is identify the requirement of internet. Then illustrate the different types of ISP, that is the next point, that is the types of ISP, that is internet service provider. Then evaluate the factors for ISP selection. That is, evaluate means evaluating the various factors that is used for the ISP selection, which ISP, that is which internet service provider will be used, or which internet service provider will be used for different connections, or for how to take the connections, or yeah, what are the factors that is used while selecting the ISP. For example, if I am taking the internet from one organization, for example Vodafone in India, Idea in India. So there are multiple connections. So identify the factors that affects these connections, this IP connection, and they will introduce the new connection while we are on. Then describe different types of internet accounts. That is, what are the different types of, or what are the factors that is used. That is, what are the different types of network or internet accounts. So these are the few concepts, these are the few topics, that is the objective of this chapter. Now let's start with the introduction. That is the first part. That is the introduction of the internet. The internet has revolutionized the computer and communication world like nothing before. That is, computer or the internet has made the computer very extensive, very capable, and very polite and very helpful to the users by distributing the knowledge. So the internet has revolutionized the computer and communication would like nothing before. The invention of the telegraph, telephone, radio, audio, video, computer. The stage for this unpredictable integration of capabilities. That is, this involves that a computer or the internet is a main part of the computer that revolutionized the computer and communication would like nothing before. The invention of the telegraph, telephone, radio, computer set the stage for this unprecedented integration of capability. That is, the internet is at the once a worldwide use that is used as a capability, a mechanism for information dissemination, a medium for collaborative and interaction between individuals through computers irrespective of their graphical locations. That is, with the use of internet, anyone can send the data to anyone without regardless of the location, regardless of the position, regardless of the location, and anything that is not cared by the internet. That is, it is used as a random basis or it is used as a medium for collaborations and interaction between individuals. Then next is what is internet. So first of all, this is the introduction, that is this one, that is how it will be used. Now next is how to define internet. That is the main concern, that is the definition of internet. So internet is nothing but a global network of computers. As I said, it is a collection of computers. So this is saying in a different terms that it is a global market of computers or global network of computers. That is, more than computers are lying in different states or the different stages. That is a global network of computers. That is, globally they are divided with each other, or there are a huge number of computers that is available, that becomes the network. So the internet is a global network of computers that allows people to send email, view websites, download files such as MP3 images, chat, post messages on newsgroup, forums, and much more. So this is the definition of the internet. How it will be used. That is the definition. So in simple terms, internet is nothing but a collection of networks. That is, when we combine multiple computers, that is, when we combine multiple networks, that is known as internet, and the network is collection of computers. So internet is a global network of computers that allows people to send email, view the web pages, download the files, and then post the message, doing the chat on the news group, forums, and much more. That is used for the definition of profit. The internet was created by the Advanced Research Project Agency Network, that is the ARPA, that is the Advanced Research Project Agency, that is the ARPA of the US government in 1960s. That is, the internet is created or was created by the ARPA, that is the Advanced Research Project Agency of the US government in 1966 or 1960s, and was finally known as the ARPANET. So first of all, it is created by the ARPA in 1960s, and later on they are going on, or they are using the various places at various places, and this becomes, or the file becomes, the ARPANET, that is the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. At this stage, the internet first computers were at academic and government institutions were finally used for accessing. That is, whenever there is a usage of the internet, so this is the benefit. How is it possible? At this stage, the internet is used, and to fill the forms, and the accounting is used to do the calculations. So it is fine. First of all, it is also known as ARPANET. At this stage, the Internet's first computers were at academic and government institutions and were mainly used for accessing the files and for sending the emails. From 1833 onward, the Internet as we know it started to form. So it is available for form. The last 2 decades has seen the Internet accommodate such things as network LANs and ATMs. That is, with the use of or with the invention of the 1983 that is used, Internet has used a lot of changes and continues to keep on developing. The last 2 decades has shown that the Internet accommodates such things as network LANs and ATM and frame switch services. That is, nowadays there are persons that is available with the ATM cards with the ATM cards so that they have no knowledge or say no knowledge for getting the stolen. No, and ATMs are also available for the frame switch prices or services. The internet continues to evolve with it becoming available on the mobile phones and pagers and possibly on televisions in the future. That is, internet maybe will evolve or may increase or may become available on the mobile phones. But nowadays it is available on the mobile phones. Even in the day-to-day scenarios, mobile phones also contains the computer that is based on the Android. That is, the Android computers or Android phones also uses the internet. So internet contains to involve with it becoming available on mobile phones, pagers and possibly on televisions in the future. On televisions also there are internet connection that is also possible or that is also predicted with the time. So in simple terms about this paragraph, internet is what? It is a collection of networks. That is when we combine multiple networks that is known as internet. And it is a wide variety of information. It contains wide variety of information that is distributed among various customers. So that is the internet. So in simple terms, internet is a collection of networks. Now next is actual term internet was finally defined in 1995 by FNC. So first of all, it is developed by the ERPA, then ERPANET, then it was first developed or finally developed in the that is the first developed, that is the ERPANET in the 90s, that is the 1995. It was defined by the FNC, that is the Federal Network Council. According to Legal National Council, that is the FNC, Internet refers to the global information system. Internet is nothing but refers to the global information system that is logically linked together by a globally unique address based on the IP address such as or its subsequent extensive follow-ons. So it is, or according to the FNC, internet is used, or internet is a system that is used for the information system, or that refers to the global information system that is logically linked together by a globally unique address. So whenever we use the internet, that is a globally used address that is logically linked together by a globally unique address space based on the IP. That is it is available or it is available online, that is a global unique address space that is based on IP or its subsequent extensions follow-ons, that is a or that is defined by the FNC, that is a Federal Network Council. Then second is internet refers to the or information system that is according to FNC, which internet refers to the global information system, or which internet I say that is it is a final or the global information system. First, how it will carried out? First of all, it is logically linked together by a globally unique address. That is, it is linked together via various unique addresses. Then it is able to support communications using TCP/IP. So uh, 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 internet is known as the global information system. That is only one condition. This is the second condition. When it is able to start, it means when the internet is able to start or able to support communication using the protocol, that is a TCP/IP protocol. Now what is TCP/IP? This is a transmission control protocol and the internet control protocol suite or its subsequent extension that followed the or that subsequent extension follow-up or other IP completely or or IP compatible protocol. So internet is generally used to support communication, or it is able to support, or good internet is able to support communication using TCP/IP, that is a transmission control protocol, internet protocol, or its subsequent extension, follow-ups, and other IP compatible approach. Then the basic or the good internet also provides users or make accessible either publicly or privately high level services layered on the communication and related infrastructure described therein. So internet is also providing users or provides the users or make accessible either publicly or privately. Then next is basic concepts of internet. That is, what are the basic concepts of the internet? So till now we have discussed about the introduction, that is what is internet and what are the features of internet. Now this is basic concepts of internet. The first topic says who runs the internet, that is who is the user of the internet, who is the admin of the internet. This answer says who controls this web in this cloud, this network of networks. That is a run, or that is a way to run the internet. So question is who runs the internet? Who controls the internet? So who controls this web, that is cloud, the network of networks? Well, no one really. That is who controls this website, this network. Really, no one is an owner of this one. The internet seems to be both institutional and anti-institutional at the same time, massive and intimate, organized and chaotic. So the internet seems to be a instrumental way and the unintentional or institutional at the same time, massive and estimate, organized and chaotic. That is, internet can also be used or can be used for both anti or institutional and institutional at the same time. In a sense, the internet is an international cooperative endeavor which is, or with its member network, kicking it money, hardware, maintenance and technical expert. That is the first topic, that is the who runs the internet. That is, no one is the owner of the internet. Everyone who uses the internet is the owner of themselves. That is, there is no available homework providers or sub staff that is available for the internet. So in a sense, the internet is the intermediate endeavor with its member network, keeping or kicking its money, hardware and maintenance and technical expertise. The next paragraph says the US government has had a big influence that on the federally funded parts of internet. So US government has taken a big influence, has taken a deal to give the big influence on the federally funded parts of internet. The NSF, that is a National Science Foundation, initiate the NSF net, that is the National Science Foundation on the internet in the mid 1980s. That is, NSF initiates the NSF net in the 1980s, a nationwide backbone in the United States that connected many mid-level networks. So the NSF initiates the NSF net in the mid 1980s. That is a nationwide backbone in the United States that connections or that connected many mid-level networks. That is, there is a NSF, that is a National Science Foundation, that involves a backbone for the United States that is available for the mid-level networks, which in turn connected universities and other organizations. That is, internet is used at the various locations, so this is also a concept that it is distributed among various senders and we can use the Wi-Fi for connecting to the internet. Next line says, at the time of writing or this writing, the NSF net, that is a network service provider or funding, net production backbone is being phased out and connectivity will be offered by other providers. So at the time of this writing, of various universities, various organizations of NSPF net, that is National Science Foundation net production backbone is being phased out and connectivity will be offered by other providers also, that is including the commercial network in the near future. But you say still here people refers to the NSF and its influence on the internet. But if NSF is available on the internet, so why can't I use the NSF net that is available in the mid 90s? The NSF funds an experimental high network or high speed network and will continue to provide funding for a short time to assist universities and schools in getting internet connection. That is, NSF is also funding or also providing various benefits to the experimental high-speed network and will become or will continue to providing such funding. That is, the government is providing some funding to the large number of peoples. Only it is mentioned for a short time to aid universities and schools in getting business connections. Now, next is what is the name and address of the internet? That is how we can refer the internet. What is the name that is used for the internet? So first of all, let's take a break right now, then move to this one because this is an important topic and that is related to the name, address and everything. So first of all, let's take a break, then move to the this topic, that is the names and address of the computer. So let's take a break right now. So come back from the break. Let's start the session again. So let's start the session with the name and the addresses. So the next topic is what is the name of the internet and what is the address of the internet? That is the name and addresses of the internet. This says if you have been ever traveled in a country where you can't read the street signs or figure out how they numbered the houses, you will understand the wisdom of learning the internet name and address system. That is, if you travel in a company in which there is no or you could not find the street signs or figure out where the numbers are going on or from where the numbers are starting or how they numbered the houses, you will understand the wisdom of learning the internet names and address system. Most computers on the internet can be identified in two ways. That is, most of the computers on the internet. That is, this is saying most of the computer. That is, mostly computers on the internet can be identified in two ways. What are the two ways? Each computer or a host. That is, whenever a computer is on the network, whenever a computer is placed on the network, that is known as the host in some cases or in most of the cases. That is, every computer or each computer or a host has a unique name and a numeric address. That is, both are unique. That is, every computer or host on a network, even the computer on a network is also known as workstation. So it is known as workstation, it is known as host, it is known as computer, it is known as node. Anything, any name we can refer for a computer or anything we can use for a computer that is over the network. That is, each computer or a host has a unique name and a numerical address. Just as most of us can be located by our names or numerically by our phone numbers. That is the best example. Every user, that is we, you, have a unique name. You have a unique name, I have a unique name and a unique phone number. In the same way, when we refer the computer in a network, there is a unique name as well as a unique IP address, that is a numerical address that is unique for the computer. So it is easier to remember a name than the phone number. So it is easier to prefer or it is easier to remember a name of the person than a phone number. It is same on the internet. So it is just the same on the internet, and computer name is usually several words separated by the periods. That is, the internet computer name is usually a name that is separated by the periods, that is separated by the dots. For example, yahoo.com, that is the name of the or computer name of the site, that is the yahoo.com. An internet address, technically an IP address. This is the most important line. An internet address, for example, if I want to refer a computer, that is known as the internet address. Technically it's an IP address. So what is an internet address? That is an IP address, that is the internet protocol address, is four numbers also separated by the periods. That is, there are four numbers that is separated by the periods. For example, 161.44.128.70. So this IP address is divided into four parts. Each contains Listen carefully. Each contain 8 bits only. What I said, each dot contains 8 bits only. That means 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So there are total 32 bits in an IP address. So if a question arises, how many bits are stored in an IP address? So there are total 32 bits that is stored in an IP address. That is divided into 4 parts, 8, 8, 8, 8. And this is the category that how 161 is gathered, 44 is gathered, 128, 70. These are various combinations, these are various parts of an IP address. If any computer has an address like this one, 161, so no one other computer has got this address. This is a unique for every computer. So if I want to refer anyone, if I want to refer any computer on a network, first of all there is a unique name for the computer, as well as there is a unique address of a computer. So we can mostly refer, in most of the cases we refer the computer with an IP address, that is an internet protocol address, that is contains the 32 bits, that is divided into 4 parts, 8, 8, 8, 8, and that is separated by the dot, that is separated by the uh, dot operator. When you are saying these names and addresses out loud, you should substitute dot for a period to sound as though you belong. This is nothing that are separated by the dots. The idea is for people to use the computer's name when accessing the resources. That is, the idea is for the people, that is, idea is used for the people to use the computer names when accessing the resources. That is, most of the people also refer the name, computer name, for referring to the different resources, and to let the computer and routers work with the IP address. That is, in most of the cases, some computers and routers only work with the IP address, and some people or some general people use the names for the computer. So we can either refer the computer by a name, or we can also refer the computer by an IP address. Next point says each internet connected organizations. That is, every organization that has a full bandwidth, like Mercury Solutions, like this our company. This company has a full bandwidth, has a full resources, that is an internet connected organization, keeps a databases of the IP address of all the computers. If in my organization there are 100 computers, for example, so we have to maintain, or the technical person, IT person, have to maintain the databases of the names and addresses of all the computers that is connected on its, or connected to its own computer. So every computer, or every computer that is connected to the network, must be shared, must be issued, or must be collected with each other, or must maintain a database. That is, the organization must maintain a database of the names and addresses of all the computers that is connected in a network, because there are so many computers on the internet and there is no central authority. So the name assignment is the best fit to the local network, because there are so many computers that is available on the internet. So if I want to refer a organization network, if I want to refer the computer on a organization network, so we can refer it by giving the names, and becomes the area for the local networks. Then next one is DNS, that is a domain name system, that is the next topic. So till now we have covered what is the name and the addresses, that is the concepts of the internet. First of all, who runs the internet? This is a one concept. Then what are the names and addresses of the internet? That is an IP address and the name, and IP address is of 32 bits, that is divided into 4 parts, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. The next is domain name system. This is also a method of address in the of the internet, but this is something different. This is actually a method, or there is actually a method to these names and addresses, that is the names and address of the internet, of the computer on the internet. That is, this is a method to give the name and addresses. A naming system is known as DNS, that is a domain name system. So it is a system that is usually used, or this is a method that is usually used to define the name and addresses, that is a naming convention. The DNS is also the worldwide system of distributed databases of names and addresses. That is what I said, an organization keeps the record for all the names and addresses of the computers, right? So A DNS is the worldwide system of distributed databases that contains the distributed databases of names and addresses. These databases provides a translation from names to number and vice versa. That is domain name systems. We can define the names, or we can refer the computer with the name, or we can refer the computer with the number. So these databases, that is DNS, provides a facility to convert the name into numbers or the number into the names. These databases provides the translation from names to number and the numbers to name, that is a vice versa. That is a sort of international who's who of computer. That is, who is the owner of the computer and which is the who is the taking care of the computer, who takes care of the computer. DNS names are constructed in a hierarchical naming fashion. That is, whenever I say that there is a domain name system, that is the names are assigned to a various computers. That is, DNS are constructed, or DNS names are constructed in a hierarchical naming convention, which you can think of as a worldwide organization chart. That is starting from top to the bottom, that is a DNS system. At the top of this chart, there are top level specifications such as EDU. That is, there are different levels of specification. At the first part, there is a EDU, that is a educational, then COM, that is a commercial, then GOV, that is a government, then MIL, that is a military, then ORG, that is an organization, and NET, that is a network. So these are the various specifications, these are the various top level specifications that is used in the domain name system, that is used in the DNS, that is EDU, COM, government, ORG, military, net, that is a network. And also a two-letter countries code such as the US for the United States and the CH for the Switzerland. So there are different domain name for different countries for different computers that is used in the domain name system. Like EDU, that is educational. So it is maintained in a hierarchical level. At the top level there is a country name. At the middle level there is a at the top level there is a state name. At the middle level there is a country name. At the lower level the names of various computers. So these are the multiple divisions, or there are multiple divisions of the hierarchical structure. So at the top of this chart are top level specifications such as EDU, COM, government, ORG, network. And also the two-letter country names, country codes such as US, that is the United States, and the CH for Switzerland. Right. This is the domain name system. That is, a name is given to a various domain. So an organization can register for a domain name. So organization have to register for a domain name, selecting one of the top level specifications mentioned above that describes it best. That is, an organization can register for a domain name, that what is a domain name and how it will be registered, selecting one of the top level specification mentioned above that describes it best, and then preceding it with the recognizable version of its name. So every organization or any organization or register for a domain name to capture or to get the names of every computer. So first of all, organization have to register for a domain name, then proceeds with the various version of its name. For example, ABC Software System Company. This is the example. One of the company name ABC System Software have a domain name like abc.com. From there, it can divide itself into various subdomains. So first is abc.com. From there, it is divided, or this organization divides into various parts, into various fields. So first is abc.com, then divides it to various subdomain, extending the organization chart to departmental level. So it divides the various departmental chart into various levels for which it is defined or for which it is used. Or it can just give all of its computer name in the abc.com. So if it is a small organization, it can give the names in the abc.com. If it is a big organization, it can provide various fields for various names. So organization has to or have to register for the domain name for which it has been considered. Once you understand how this naming convention works, so once you understand that how the naming convention works, You can remember names more easily. So once the naming convention is done, you can remember the names easily. There is no issue for remembering the names. You can also tell things about a computer, such as to what organization it belongs. The names do not, however, always indicate the geographical location. Many US organizations, that is many organizations of the US and companies uses the three-letter designations mentioned above. That is many US organizations and companies uses the three layers or the three-letter designations like edu, that is educational, com, that is a commercial, org, that is a organization. However, most countries have stipulated that organizations use their two-letter country codes for top-level domain. That is, most company prefers or most countries prefer that the organization use two-level country code. That is, there is a two-letter country code, not three-letter. There is a two-letter country code for the top-level domain. That is, at the hierarchy, if it is at the top level, that is at the first root, so it is of two-letter country code. For example, an actual company name quakethink.com refers to a commercial, that is com enterprise. The computer name is Quake and it belongs to Thinking Machine Corporation, that is a Think, a supercomputer manufacturer in the United States. This is the best example, that is a quick.think.com. So it is a commercial enterprise. Why it is a commercial? Because the .com is available. The computer name is Quake and it belongs to a Think. So first is your computer name, then next is your domain name, that is a Think, and the com is a commercial site. That is a computer supercomputer manufactured in the United States. Another example is Fujitsu.co.jp, a company at Fujitsu company in Japan. That is JP is a two-level country code for Japan. So this is a JP, that is of command. CO means a company and Fujitsu is the name of the company. That is a Fujitsu. So this is the DNS, that is how to give the names or how to provide the names and addresses to various computers in the network. Now, the next concept of internet is that advantages of network. That is, what are the advantages why we are using the internet? Because nowadays internet becomes a need of every and each individuals, because without internet nothing is possible in the life nowadays. So what are the advantages of internet? The first advantage is email. That is, email is now an essential communication tool in business. So email is becoming, or email has become an essential communication tool in business. It is also an excellent method for keeping in touch with family and friends. So it is an excellent method or essential communication tool, excellent method tool for keeping in touch with family and friends. The advantage to email is that it is free, no charge per use when compared to telephone, fax and postal services. That is, whenever I say email, so the main advantage is that it is free of cost. That is, no charge is available when it is compared to telephone, because in telephone there are multiple charges, fax charges, postal services charges. So what is the advantage? That is, it is a free of cost. Why? Because only the internet connection is required. Everything is done and other everything is done manually. That is everything is done free of cost. That is no charge per use. Then the next is, or the next advantage is that information. So the first advantage is that email. That is, we can use the email over the net, over the internet. That is the email, electronic mail. That is an excellent method for keep in touch with various family and friends. We can send the mail, we can receive the mail at any time or at any position. That is, it is available 24 by 7 and 365 days a week or a year, not a week, in a year. So this is a one advantage. Another advantage is information. That is, we can gather multiple information with the help of internet. So there is a huge amount of information available on the internet for just about every subject known to a man. That is, there is a huge amount of information that is available on the internet for just almost, or for just about every subject that is known to man, ranging from government law and services, trade fairs and conferences, market information, new ideas and technical support. So there is a huge amount of information that is available on the information. That is range from the government laws, services, trade fairs, conferences, market information, new ideas and technical support. That is the information. That is, we can gather multiple information from the internet. We can gather every type of information from the internet. Next is services. Many services are now provided on the internet, such as online booking, job seeking, app and application, and hotel reservations. That is, many services are also provided on the internet. What type of services? Like we can use the online banking, that is the banking is available online. Job seeking, that there is a job, we can check the opportunities of the job over here. Applications and hotel reservation, that is we can sitting over here and we can reserve the hotel in the Nigeria at your place. This is also possible because everything is doing online, so this is the best advantage. If I'm sitting at my home, I can do the transactions World Wide Web, so that it is available on a World Wide Web. Often these services are not available offline or cost more. That is, these services are not available offline. That is, if I want that I have to book the ticket in Nigeria with the offline mode. That's not possible. It is only possible with the online mode, that is the usage of internet. Next, buy or sell products. That is, with the help of internet, anyone can buy and anyone can sell the products. For example, there are various sites in India, that is Jabong.com, Flipkart.com, Amazon.com, Amazon.com, Snapdeal.com. So there are a few sites that is available. I can tell you the some of the names that can be used to buy and sell the products with the use of internet. So this is also advantage of internet, that internet is used to buy and sell the products all over the world. Then communities, that is communities of all types having sprung up on the internet. That is, communities of all types have been used, or any community can work on the internet. It's a great way to meet up with people of similar interests and discuss common issues. So if there are people from multiple communities, they can gather together, or this internet provides a great way to meet up with the various communities of people of various interests or various similar interests and discuss some issues about their resolvents. That is, discuss some common ideas. Then next it says, what are the advantages? That is a leading edge image. That is, the internet has a leading edge image. This is presenting your company or organization as leading edge shows your customers and prospective customers that you are financially strong. That is, presenting your company or organization as leading edge, that shows your customers and prospective customers that you are financially strong, technologically savvy, that is strong, and ready for the 21st century. That is, whenever we present the company or organization as a leading edge, that shows the customer and the prospective customer that you are financially strong and you are ready for the 21st century. That is, you are cope up with the various ideas, you are cope up with the various new technologies that is available. That is a leading edge image. That is, a leading edge image means there is a lead part, there is a learning part, that is image is suitable for the organization. That is a leading edge image, and that you care enough about your customers to take advantage of new technologies for their benefit. And finally, that you have the resource to support your clients in the most beneficial manner possible. That is, finally, you have the resources to support your clients in the most beneficial manner possible. That is, it is available in the best beneficial method. So there is a leading edge image that is also provided by the internet. This is also advantage. More and more advertisers on television, radio, magazines and newspaper are including a web address. That is nowadays also more and more advertisers on television. There is a publicity on the television, radio, magazines and the newspapers are also including a web address. Now it is a time to avoid playing catch up later. So it is a time to avoid that we have to catch up later because there are so many advertisements that is available on the internet for marketing. So this is a or this provides a leading edge image in the market. That is also a advantage of internet. So we can use the internet for a leading edge image. Then next is improved customer service. That there is a improved customer service with the help of the internet. That is we can refer the internet for the improved customer services. The companies are available to their customers 24 by days a 7. That is with the use of internet, and every company has some back-end operations, that is a customer care operation. So the companies are available to their customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The internet never sleeps. That is the internet never sleeps. It is available 24 by 7, 365 days a year. Whenever a customer needs information about any company, product or services, they can access the company's web page. So whenever a customer needs the information about any company, product or services, they can access the company's web page. They can use it by seeking the various companies' web page. This is also advantage that there is an improved customer service that is also available. That is an improved customer service that is available with the use of internet. Next is market expansion. That is the next part, that is a market expansion. That is also advantage that there is the market expansion whenever we use the internet. So it says internet is a global system. Global system means it can use in a global way. It is a global system. Latest estimates are that there are about 40 million people with access to the internet. That is there are around, this is a rough estimate, this is a later estimate, rough estimate, that around 40 million people are available with access to the internet. That is more than 40 million people are available for the internet users or available as the internet users. This is later estimate are there are about 40 million people with access to the internet, and this number is growing every day. This is a rough estimate, that is 40 million, but nowadays it is around 1 crore people that is using the internet, that is using or that is use the access to the internet, and this number is growing in a day-to-day basis, that is every day. By simply posting a web page, you are also addressing international markets. That is by simply using a web page, by simply using a website, you are also addressing the international market. That is with the use of growing stage of internet, we can also refer the international market like USA and India. Then the next one is a low cost marketing. That is the next part, with that is also advantage of internet, that is a low cost marketing. That is if I want to provide the publicity of anything, the internet is one of the cheap medium. It is a low cost medium for doing the marketing, that is over the internet, either using the various pop-up blockers, or sorry, various pop-ups, various links that is available over the internet for the marketing. So imagine developing a full color brochure without having to incur the cost of proofs. That is without using the cost of proofs, printers, wasted papers, long lead times between revisions and more. So this is whenever we use the internet, so there is a paper or there is a paper saving, that is there is no wastage of papers, there is no increasing the cost of proofs, printers, wasted papers, long lead times between revisions and more. Then imagine a full color product or service brochure that is interactive and which incorporate text, graphics, audio or video, one that can be immediately updated without incurring the usual cost of product material updates. That is it is available or it is updated on a regular basis or it is updated in a online marketing that is available without incurring the usual cost of product material updates. That is, with the use of internet, everything is updated automatically. The various brochures, various advertisement is available online. That is, it is updated without incurring the usual cost of product material updates. So this is one of the advantage, that there is a low cost marketing in the with the help of the internet. For a minimal initial investment, your company or organization is presented to millions of internet users worldwide. That is, for a minimal initial investment, your company is using or is presented to a millions of internet users worldwide. It is like a virtual brochure in everyone's hand without the associated cost. So it is like a virtual brochure that is available in everyone's hands without the associated cost with it. Now, the next advantage is that low cost selling. This is again the advantage, that is, without the cost of direct selling, potential customers can get detailed information about your products and services at any time. That is, there is also a saving of the cost, that also saving or also lower the cost of the selling, or also lower the cost of the selling the products. Why? Because if I want to sell something, first of all I have to go to the potential customer to give the detailed information. So this incur a cost. So if I use the internet, there is no incurring of the cost, there is no usage of the cost, because there is a direct selling between the customers that is available online. So this says, without selling to the various customer, uh, potential customer can get the detailed information about the information or about the product at any time that is available online. And they can easily order your products over the internet or request an additional information be sent to them via request on your web page. That is, anyone user can use the internet for their request using the internet that is sent to them via request form on your web page. Next is lower communication cost. That is the next advantage, that the communication cost is also lower. So your time, your employee time is valuable, right? Most businesses and communication spend time answering the same questions over and over again. So this is used to answer the same questions over and over again. With the web page, you can make the answers available to everyone immediately. You can also update your web page with new information quickly and easily. That is, there is a low communication cost. So when there is a traditional system, there is a huge communication cost among the employees, because everyone has to consider that communication cost. So for communicating with the people, there is a communication cost that is deals with the communication advantage, or that deals with the communication increase. So with the use of internet, there is a less communication cost. That is, there is a less communication cost over the sender and the with the use of the sender and the receivers. That is the next advantage. That is a lower communication cost. So you can update your web page. This is not web page. This is your web page with new information quickly and easily. Next, that is the last one, that is a value added marketing. That is, a value added marketing is also available. You can use your web page to provide useful information about your particular industry. So with the use of internet, you can use your web page to provide a useful information about a particular industry, product or uses. Any type of information that you believe will be valuable to your customer base can be included in your web page to encourage visitors to your site. So any type of information can be updated, or any type of information can be marketed by using the value added marketing techniques. So there is a value added marketing techniques that is used for doing the online marketing over with the use of the internet. You can also provide easy links to other websites with information that would be of value to your customers. That is the value added marketing. That is, with the use of internet, we can do the value added marketing for the customer research, for the customer orientation. So this is the last advantage of your internet. So we have covered so many advantages. One is value added marketing, lower communication cost, low cost selling, low cost marketing, market expansion, improved customer service, learning edge, image, communities, buy or sell products, services, information, email. These are the various advantages of network. That is, internet offer these advantages to the customers, to the seller, to everything that is, or everyone who is using the internet. Right. Now, next topic is requirement for internet. That is, what is the requirement of, or what is the requirement for getting the internet connection. That is the requirement for internet. So this is around 5:45 as per IST. So let's stop over here only. This topic, that is the requirement of for internet, I will be taking this topic in the next class. Okay, so that's all for today's session. That's all for today's class. So if there is any doubt, you can feel free to ask from me. So that, thanks a lot everyone for listening me. Thanks. Bye bye everyone. And in the next class we will discuss the next topic, that is the requirement for internet. This is the third topic, that is the information service provider. Now it's a time to finish the class. So if there is any doubt, you can clear the doubts. So thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye.